Loo, how dare you say that all condo owners are poor? You're not even a condo owner yourself. You don't even stay in a condo. How do you know? Right? Shame on you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the condo owners all fought back. So, very interestingly, after I published the previous YouTube video about the news article that came out that says that 80% of all Singaporeans aspire to own a private property, I published a video on it, and that really invoked a lot of negative comments from the condo lovers. But interestingly, there's also a balanced view that came out as well. But let's watch on, let's have a debate, shall we? The title of my talk today is The Condo Lovers Fight Back. And people who are clearly very passionate about condominiums and landed properties, they fought back. And we actually have a debate within the YouTube commentaries, but let's watch on, shall we? So it sparked off from this video that I did. I wanted to say that ownership of condominium does not equals to higher social status. And experientially, I've come across many condo owners that are poor. And also, I also said that many HDB owners are seemingly rich as well. Wow, that really sparked up a huge debate among the viewers. So clearly, this is a very emotional topic with people coming out and said, Mr. Loo, I'm against what you said, right? I want to state my view that, you are wrong. A lot of them, right? Interestingly, there was also a lot of people who came up and be very supportive and say that, Mr. Loo, you are right, right? So who's right, who's wrong, right? So, of course, this is a very interesting debate. And we should allow all this debate to happen. Property is an emotional topic. So when it comes to emotional topic, you will see logic, okay, and emotions all intertwined and mixed together. And these are very good comments, and I really want to surface all of them for everybody's discussion. First of all, the people really fought against this view that, staying in condominium is not always poor, staying in HDB is not always rich. That's of course, right? So I'll just read a few, okay? First of all, the stereotype that condominium owners are actually richer not just came from, the general view, it came from the government. The government penalized, according to this person, the condo owners in terms of rebate, grants, and subsidies. And because they view that the ownership of the property represents a income class as well. That's not entirely wrong. Okay, that's true. That's what the government does. Another person said there are people who living in HDB have problem financially also, right? So don't just say people staying in financial property have this issue, right? And if you note carefully later, I explain what I said. I didn't exactly say what this person is saying. Rich people in HDB are outliers. Generally, they don't. Okay, so what they're saying is that no, yes, there are people in HDB they are well-to-do, but these are very small segment. And this person actually said that Mr. Loo, it's not true that there's so many rich in HDB, right? So I live in Ang Mo Kio 4-room flat for 6 months. Vehicles in the car park are mainly vans, lorries, taxi, and average Japanese cars, right? Merc and BMWs are few. No Porsches and Ferraris. When I visit condominiums, they are all expensive cars. No Hyundai and a few Japanese cars. In my landed neighborhood, there are no cars cheaper than my humble Hyundai. While there are millionaires in HDB, they are rare. Don't generalize that it seems that condo people are poor. Now, clearly, this is not exactly what I said. No, I didn't exactly say that, but I just want to clarify that. But never mind, this is a very emotional topic. The minute I said a segment of condo are poor, people will take it that, I'm insulting every one of them. But I can understand the emotionalism, okay? I don't know any condo owners that look down HDB owners. Oh, then you haven't seen enough of condo owners, okay? Why the stress if can afford a condo? Of course, right? If you can afford a condo, then there'll be no stress, okay? But again, right, that's not what I said, right? But never mind, this is an emotional topic. The minute I touch a little bit, people go into a frenzy, I understand. There are people who struggle with mortgage loans, be private or HDB. That is true, okay? That is true. This video stereotype that only private owners struggle in financially. Okay, so again, right, there's a lot of emotionalism in this topic, especially from the condo and landed property segment. I understand. Let me say categorically clear that in my previous video, I didn't say all condo owners are poor. I didn't even say that majority of condo owners are poor. I say in my experience, I encountered many condominium owners that's overstretched themselves, okay, and get themselves in a financial issue. And how do I come to that? They write to me, right? They write to me, right? Now, is it 1%, 2%, 5%? I don't know. But in my experience, really, I encountered many. And later, I'll show you some experiential evidence that what I said is also true. It is not my message to say that all condo owners are poor. I say there's a significant, okay, significant is a very subjective term. 1% may significant, 5% is significant, 10% may significant. There's a significant chunk of private property owners that's overstretched themselves financially. And that is actually my main message. But never mind, you see, as I said, once I touch on this topic, you know, a more of emotionalism come out, right? It's almost like, you know, when I say A, you know, they refer to A plus or A minus, right? So I understand. It's an emotional topic. Oh, interestingly, what I said was also verified by a condominium manager for 18 years. So this person said that, you know, as a condo manager of many condominiums for 18 years, I've seen there are many poor condo dwellers, right? Locals especially, stingy and at the same time like to show off, but they have no money. So this is not my experience. Like, this is condo manager. Of course, you can shoot the condo manager down and just say that, you know, your 18 years experience is all junk, right? Their favorite sentence is, our place is worse than HDB. You see. They think that their money is such a big deal to pay for everything. Inside my mind, HDB is a heaven and well taken care of by government. Unlike condo, the people have no money. Whenever you need to increase a management or sinking fund, they have many grandmother stories to give. If you can't afford, don't stay in a condo. To them, they are frugal in expenditure, but seriously, it's actually spelled otherwise. I need to say that, right? Now, this is an experiential comment that's written by this person, okay? I'm sure the word many here is his experience as well. It doesn't necessarily refer to majority, but it's enough, right, for him to come out and make a comment like this, right? But let's watch on to see what other people said. So as much as there are a lot of people who disagree with me, okay, and you have your right to disagree with me, okay, and I don't feel emotional about it, but I just felt that it's important for me to surface your comments and for me to give a rebuttal. But there are also a lot of people who agree with me, right? Let's watch what they say. So again, right, this person said, I know of a few of my close friends that say landed property in financial difficulty now after 10 years from a purchase. You're not wrong, right? Stay in a condo is just show off. I don't think that's a fair statement. I know there are people who values that show off value or rather that face value, but I don't think it's for everybody, okay? But there is a significant number of people, and Singaporeans love to show, grow their ego instead of bank account, okay? This is where I always say, right, between looking rich and being rich, if they show one. Own a HDB, bought before the prime zoning, it's fully paid, and life here is very kampong and a lot of seniors to my liking. Okay, I have a few condo friends that barely bought in. Half the time, park away just to save $1 from parking when we go out. Then always complaining that MCST fees are not getting grants. Most things paid by credit cards and cannot pay in full. Worst is to go holidays, can we go to Malaysia? Say other place expensive or not safe. So this is, remember, that's Chris Tan's experience, right? He sold his condo so that he can declutter his life to have very nice experience in life without any worries, right? So clearly, right? Clearly that is not just I say, right? There is a lot of people, you know, experience as well. And then I found a joke about a director drive Japanese car, but staff workers drive BMW M3 and M4 and married and sees no kids in their life. Boss stay in HDB, but staff and workers stay in condo landed. But by the way, that's my life. Okay, I got many staff. Okay, that drives bigger cars than I do. Okay, Merc, PMs, and all this. Right, quite a few staff that drive more than bigger cars than I do. I've got many of my staff actually stay in a condo. Okay, so I got many of my staff stay in condo as well. I stay in HDB, right? So the boss stays and live a lower, the boss seemingly live a simpler life than them, right? So no right or wrong, but that's what they choose their life to be. This one is very controversial. Even kids living in condominium are snobbish, right? They ask their friends what type of housing they stay. To these kids staying in a condo, is a class above the others. I don't know whether that can be generalized, but I know it does exist because in my life it exists when I was a child as well. This is where I just want to encourage everybody who stay in condo, you know, that make sure your children, okay, are more inclusive and try not to segment, different kind of lifestyle. And that's why I did the video, right? That's why I did the video. And just be careful, you encounter someone who stays in a HDB that's clearly a class higher than your own family, and you look down at them. That'll be terrible, right? So, but that should not be generalized. That does happen. That should not be generalized. Buy private only if you can fully pay up in cash. I don't necessarily agree it's true, but this person said private property should be purchased only if the cash to pay in full. Okay, otherwise you're just raising money, repaying the loan that can be used to grow your wealth. So that's a balance. Sorry, that's another view as well. Quite extreme. I don't want private property. I just want to stay HDB, work towards a FIRE kind of lifestyle, have free time to do what I love and volunteer work. That's more meaningful life for me. I agree with this kind of lifestyle, that if you find it joyful and meaningful. I'm still staying in my first HDB flat. I'm retired at 49. I live below my means and never happy in my life. I'm also a fan of Mr. Loo. Thank you. And I think more people should follow him. Thank you very much. I really appreciate this. Thank you. I've decided to stay retired at 45, live my HDB. Okay. A real estate agent recently swayed me to upgrade to private property, but your video resonated very well. Financial hardship is something I like to avoid as possible. Exactly what I said, right? You don't want to stretch yourself financially if you can't afford it, right? Or you don't want to put yourself in that kind of situation. No debt is true freedom. Okay, I also don't like too much debt. To me, condo is a downgrade. Space is a lot smaller. Neighbors are hit or miss, and they are more snobbish, and so on. Like, not all, but I know they do exist. Okay, they do exist. Condos are poor, as in most of them are cash type. Okay. According to this person, generally you live to serve loan is very miserable and stressful. Okay, I'm loan free, stay with HDB my whole life, and carefree person. So the key thing is this, right? There's a lot of people who are probably a bit more gutsy. Okay, they stretch themselves financially. There's a lot of people who are very wise. Okay, choose not to do so. It's up to you to pick your life. I prefer this kind of life, and I don't see why people should overstretch themselves. Okay. I quote Christopher Tan that it's all about knowing what is enough, right? I truly agree that, and I'll talk more about it later. Another person say, just live within your means, right? Okay. And if you buy a private property without a high enough income, you're just setting yourself up for a lot of financial stress. Those who have no debts and a constant source of income, regardless of work, savings, investments, are the real rich, right? So again, the definition of rich is quite subjective as well. I don't think if you have a hell lot of debts and live a very stressful life, even a net worth is very high, I don't think that's a very nice, rich life, right? I prefer to live a life, a lot more stress-free. That said, there are a lot of people who wrote comments that says that, Mr. Loo is not so black or white. They are in between. They are gray areas. There are reasons why people actually stay in a condo, and there are other circumstances you didn't cover. Let's take a look. So not everybody who buys a condo wants to flaunt their wealth. Rather, it's because their options are limited because of the HDB income ceiling. So this is what they call a middle class squeeze. There are some people who cannot get a BTO because their income is too high, but not high enough for them to be buying big private houses and be stress-free. So they kena this middle-class squeeze. Ask any engineering graduate, in 3 years, they have crossed an annual salary of 84,000, making them ineligible for BTO. They cannot buy BTO and cannot get an HDB loan. It doesn't make sense to buy a $1 million resale flat, which would have an aging lease down the line, okay? And if not a financially sound decision. Okay, I don't see why buying a resale flat is not my financially sound decision, but maybe now $1 million HDB flat is too painful. I can understand that right now. Okay, and if you have bought a private property in the past, it was then a lot more affordable, right? It was not a status purchase, it was just a smart purchase. So it's true, right? A lot of people in the past, they bought condominiums, landed property at, very, very good price, right? 3-bedroom and 3-bathroom plus 1 helper room, I bought it at 730,000 back in 2020, right? Now it's worth a hell lot more, okay? Today, 5-room HDB flat already exceeded that, right? Maybe even double that. So yeah, it's true in the past. So right now, the arguments that, it is very difficult for people to overstretch themselves because there are bank limits to how much you can loan. So it's merely, so the structure of the country's rules allow you not to be overstretched. So don't worry, if you can afford it, means you'll be okay. I don't necessarily agree with that, but yes, there are bank limits, TDSR, LTV, and all this to control how much you can borrow. Mr. Loo is always trying to prove that staying in public flat is correct. I would say this, I'm trying to prove that stay in public flat is okay. There's no status issue, okay? But in public flats, you're just a lessee. You don't own anything. In private property, you're owner of your unit and you get a share of the whole land apartment. There's some truth in what this person said. If you buy older condos, you get a share of the multi-million-dollar sinking fund as well. If en bloc, owners get a share, right? Okay. If you don't own en bloc, the share of the land, and if 9 years, then I don't see a big difference, right? But again, right, I can see where this person is coming from. And a lot of comments are made on property give you leverage, right? Leverage is the one thing very powerful about having property. So property investments have a couple of leverage. You can leverage on inflation leverage, cash flow leverage, tax leverage, infrastructure leverage, and blah, 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 blah. But I just say this, okay? It is true. Leverage can multiply your gains. That is true, right? That is true. But leverage can also multiply your losses. And of course, some people don't agree that private property will ever lose money. So it's a view as well. But I just say leverage is the double-edged sword. There's another view right now that actually come out, and clearly there's a social class difference. One of the reasons why people stay in condo is you'll be mixing with people that allow them to enter into certain social group that will benefit their work or even their children. So what we're saying is that, this social class, okay, in condo or landed property clearly is higher. I can understand that. Okay. Condo owners get to enjoy private pools, higher security, comfortable ambience, leisure like karaoke room, gym, or barbecue pit, blah, blah, blah. HDB don't have. That is true. So you buy to enjoy more facilities. And this one is actually quite funny, right? Mr. Loo forgot one major thing, my major thing. Only owning a BMW and a condo can marry sweet chabo and have beautiful kids. That's quite funny, right? So if your wife marry you because you have a BMW and a condo, maybe you gotta be more careful about this kind of wife. And I think this is a fair comment, right? If all the wealthy rush in to buy HDB, this will drive up the HDB prices and kind of like push away the people who really need affordable HDB. Well, you know what? It's happening right now. The private property downgraders, let me use a word loosely, downgraders, selling their $1 million private property and buying HDB have driven up HDB prices. That's already happening, right? How much does the CEO make? I thought there's an income ceiling for HDB flats. I think that's mainly for BTO, okay? There is a news article that came out by Tan Wee Boon and actually said that, when bungalow owners are house rich but cash poor. So this is not my comment alone, okay? Not my comment alone. This is in the news media, so stop thinking that Mr. Loo is generalizing and have a solo bias view, right? This is something now, clearly we have seen enough commentaries on it. Ultimately, people should never be slave to their homes. I totally agree with that. Even the grandest bungalow will not be a home sweet home if you have sleepless night and worry about money. Well written. The most important asset in your life is never a property, but your health and well-being. I totally agree with that, right? Wouldn't you all agree with that? So let me say it categorically clear, read my lips and look in my eyes, all private property lovers. I am not against private property ownership, okay? I'm just against people overstretching themselves, chasing this private property dream. I encourage people, you can have it, you can own it, go enjoy it. Why not, right? Why not? But I'm telling you right now that experientially, I've encountered many people who have overstretched themselves, are in a lot of pain. It's not just Mr. Loo that's saying it, right? Empirically, there are a lot of people saying, of people who are in that category, and news agencies are also writing about this, right? Don't fall into the trap of chasing private property when clearly you cannot afford it because it's a lot of pain, right? And I want to instill that view that staying in HDB is also okay. It's not a class lower, and stop this stereotyping that people stay in HDB, okay? It's a league lower than you do if you're a private property, right? I'm sure most of you don't have that view, but in case you have that view, okay, go slap yourself. This is Singapore. I think we should respect each other and stop thinking that, if you are in a class, you're one class higher. I think most of us don't have this view, but a small segment does have, I'll just say go slap yourself. So I truly encourage everybody to be more open-minded towards this discussion, okay? And I welcome all this comment, okay? But just take note, don't be rude, okay? Not just to me, but also to other people as well. And I'll see you in a day or two. Thanks for your comments. I truly appreciate all of them. Even though if you wrote something against what I said, I respectfully appreciate these comments as well, okay? I just request this to be written in a more polite way. That's all. Okay, just out of respect. Okay, thank you. Okay, and I'll see you in a day or two. Bye bye.